Yeah. Now it shouldn't lag. Does it lag now? I don't think so. It shouldn't lag. Mm. Are we still alive? Frozen. Man. Give me a second. Let me see. Strange. It doesn't freeze for me. Hmm. Great, great. Awesome. Okay, edit part. The reason why it lags is because I turned on Stockfish and it eats up the CPU. So there is no do. So I guess I'll have to use this engine. I'm not very satisfied with it. Okay, again, if anybody else is watching, well, for all the viewers, yeah, well, nothing special. There is a book that I'm reading, chess book, that I have found. And and I was watching for the tutorials for introduction into programming, and let me tell you, none of them is good for you, because none of them deals with the logic that is required to be developed in order for you to program. So if you need help, we can collaborate on stream, and I can try to explain it to you. It's been a long time, roughly 20 years, but I still remember the way I was taught. So maybe it can help you. Maybe we can make something work. And yeah, the code is not a problem that much. I mean, there are certain concepts that you need to master, and after that you're fine. You'll be able to quickly advance, and I can guide you if you need help. It's the first steps that I'm worried about, because these are the most problematic to learn, and many people quit before they even start. No, you don't have to know advanced mathematics. You need to know, you need to visualize memory management in your head. It's like calculating combinations in chess. In chess, you imagine pieces move in your head, but here you need to know what to do with memory. You need to always know of the memory in code. What will happen? You need to have. So that's my biggest issue. If I can figure out how to help you with it, then then we can make it work. But easier said than done. But still, if you are still interested, I'll try to help you. Maybe it's better to make some sort of live session so I don't type the wall of text. But if you want to stay anonymous, I understand. It's okay. We can type like this. So if you're still interested, drop me a message and we can work on it. No problem. Okay. So anytime you feel like it, drop me a message and I'll try to figure out how to help you. We can go through the tutorial together, for example, on stream. I don't have to stream chess, so I can stream software engineering under that category, and maybe somebody else will join us and help us. Yeah, when you have problems, we can go through the tutorial together. Maybe I can make a stream and you can follow me the way you do now, and we can go together through the tutorial to explain stuff, to have you work on some tasks. You really don't have much to learn with Golang, and once you learn Golang, in those basic building blocks, then you can move to another language that you like. It's not a bad thing. Okay. Think about it and tell me what you have decided. Python is easy to learn as well, and it has very good libraries. So a lot of things that you want to do, you will be able to do easily thanks to those libraries. So it's a good choice. And it is a very popular language, actually. Very popular language. Okay, give me a second. In practice, you are able to solve any problem that is thrown at you if you understand the problem that you are solving. So if you are building a financial software or a video game or something, you will be able to solve it. You just need the tools. So your biggest problem will be the UI, because you don't have anything good for the user interface. Okay. Uh, so the biggest issue is to find the right tools, the libraries that help you build stuff. And the biggest problem will be to build UI, because Windows is making it so difficult. Building a graphical user interfaces on Windows is a pain nowadays. Uh, also, uh, making something advanced on Linux, on Unix systems, is also going to be hard. So you might be stuck with Electron, but Electron is fat and slow. So that will be our biggest problem. Regarding the backend, Python is good, it's performant enough, and later, well, you will never reach the point where you'll need C++ for performance. So you can use your knowledge for anything, but you need to figure out what the market wants and if you can satisfy that need. And that's the hard part. That's the hard part. I cannot give you an advice for that. If I knew the answer to that question, I would have a startup of my own, and I wouldn't be sitting here streaming. I would probably have a successful company, lots of money, and so on and so on. So you need to figure out what to do afterward. You can use Django with Python, if I recall correctly, and you can build websites. So maybe you can build a web app that does something useful for people, and you can earn money off of it. So definitely something that you can explore after you finish Python, going for Django, and that way try to make some application that can bring you some money. That's what I would do. I hope you can hear me, Jonathan. Or is my stream lagging now? There is only to take notes. You can just rewatch the stream after it. After I'm done, you can rewatch the stream. It's okay. It won't go anywhere. Hmm. Well, okay. Take notes, it's okay. It's fine with me. Knight c6. But this is way too risky. Do I really have to play like this? Can I not simply play something like this? Oh. oof. Jesus Christ, this will hurt so hard. So if he plays here, is my queen caught? Not yet. So if I castle, how bad do I stand? G4, bishop G6. And then C6. Knight F4. Wow. Okay, I'll leave this line for some other time. Okay, knight F3. Let me see this line. Bishop F5. Bishop D2. Knight D7. But this cannot be good. This stockfish is weak. Queen E2, Queen C7, castles, E6. Oh, wait a second, pardon. Okay. Again, if there is anything that you would like to do, just make a suggestion. Until then, I'm analyzing my favorite opening, trying to make it work unsuccessfully. I apologize for sounding like Sylvester the Cat from Looney Tunes, but at least now my sound is crisp, and I'll try to find a good streaming microphone. I just don't know to whom to trust anymore. A friend recommended this web camera and its sound is not good. So I don't know if I needed to yeah, but I sound like Sylvester the Cat from Looney Tunes.
Bad old putty cat! You
That patter of little feet around the house stuff again? I'm busy.
Oh!
There we go.
I work and I slay!
And what thing? Oh, my ache.
But okay, we'll find a way to deal with it as well. It's okay. So my problem in this line was that e6 doesn't give me enough counterplay because white has knight h4, and this is really annoying because now he can take the bishop and play h4, for example, and I have nothing because maybe this move would work, but there is bishop g5 on this weak square, and this pressure is so strong. Actually, no. Maybe here I have this move. No, I don't. King b1, I can't even exchange here, because once he takes, my rook will be under attack and my knight as well. And I can't, if I exchange, he gets the h file. It's horrible. And if I castle, well, he can play king b1 preemptively to stop bishop f4, and now I still don't know how to make this work. And the engine is not very helpful, because engines do not understand these type of positions. At least I hope they don't, because if engine does understand this and it has plus 0.9, then I fear that Scandinavian is in bad shape, and I would really like to make this opening playable. Knight b6. Bishop b3. I mean, his knight is bad, but every other piece is standing well. Ah, yes, you're right, but here it's not about the engine, it's the lack of counterplay that I have most issues with. I don't see a plan for black. But go ahead, explain what you have meant. True. I agree with everything you have said. That's why I never gave up on Scandinavian. Well, Yes, but it is true as well. But the problem is that the Scandinavian is a simple opening with a simple question that white poses black, and that is, can you make a counterplay? And if black says yes, then black stands well. If not, he gets squashed like a bug. And that's why I'm using engine, that's why I'm trying to make this work. But I see 0.5 from the engine. It doesn't matter. My problem in this position is that I don't have counterplay. So that's the key. If black could have counterplay, he would stand well. So c3 knight is bad. b3 bishop is neutral because he is hindered by these pawns, but again he is in theory active. He is good. Bishop g5 is very good piece. Rooks are nothing special. Queen is okay. On the other hand, black has every piece placed on a good square. But black cannot make action. He just sits and looks pretty. And white can improve his pieces. For example, I can play knight e4 next, and even c4 d5 at some point, or maybe if circumstances allow, play the pawn storm on the king side, or even h5. And the main problem with it is these double pawns, because I don't have h6 move to kick the black bishop away. So if I could have h6, if I could have g5 square for myself, I would stand well. So let's see, maybe, I mean, screw the engine. Engine is engine, I respect engine, but let's try to make this line work. So I need a way to make my position work. I need counterplay. One, two, 3 times controlling d5. 1, 2, 3 times controlling d5. If I put my rook here and play e5, if he goes here, I can take with the knight. He can take knight, bishop, and I have discovered attack against the queen. So I could, in theory, play no, engine understands very well, believe me, Jonathan. Engine understands the sacrifices of Michael Tal, but Tal was a risk taker. He knew how far he can go against some players. So he said it himself. Yes, the sacrifice was incorrect, but user cannot punish it. And people hated him because of that, but he was being honest. I mean, it's not his fault if you're a weak player. He just exploited that fact. So engine does understand his sacrifices a lot, because engine thrives in such chess. Okay, it can happen. It can happen. So there is still hope for us. Okay, show me when you find it. It's okay. We'll take a look at that game on the stream. Why not? It's okay. Let's see. I'm looking at the position right now and I just need a plan. And it's very hard for me to find a plan right now. I just don't see what can black do here to generate counterplay. It's black's move and black should create some play somewhere. If I play rook d7, but no, I don't need rook d7. Rook e8, and then what can I play? Again, this doesn't work. a5, I actually threaten nothing. Again, rook b4, bishop b4. I mean, taking there and playing a5. Actually, he will start to creak slightly, ever so slightly. There is nothing I can do. So hard to find something. Again, if anybody has any other idea or request of what they want to do, I'm open. I'm just filling spare time until you do that by analyzing my favorite opening. And right now it's black's move and we are trying to find a plan for black. So if you can also participate. I am always open to hear your thoughts. So you too, Jonathan, if you have any idea, shoot. The point is to find a long-term plan for black. This is what I was trying to do when I had some time for myself. So I would like to find a move for black, actually long moves for black, like 2 or 3 moves next. White has this knight poorly placed. This pawn is unsupported, so it can become attacked. It can be pressured along the d file. And well, that's pretty much it. My problem is that this bishop is putting pressure along this diagonal. Okay, I have to find them. There are some games that I have matches of Capablanca, and yeah, I have some books about old world championship matches. We can analyze those someday. Let me make a note. Five. Okay. Yeah, okay. I'll find some games and books. I have some books about Tal and Capablanca and Aljechin matches, World Championship matches, and they were actually interesting. Yeah, it was very, very interesting. Uh, Back in those days, people attacked like crazy without any regard for defense. Yeah, it's not interesting because Karpov, yeah, positional chess is really hard to play and it's not interesting. It's about me being better than you by ever so slight margin, and that type of chess is useful only to professionals. You don't have any fun watching it because most of the time it's boring. One guy was slightly more precise than the other, and I don't know. You're right. You're right. I mean, it's not very entertaining, but it can be useful if you want to improve. Well, they are boring. They simply play boring chess. And it's just not fun to watch. But those who play tactically, I mean, they create very entertaining game, and it's easier to find to seek tactics in a position than to find positional nuances. So I can observe the game and casually try to find tactical blow, but I cannot do the same for positional play. For positional play, I need to concentrate a lot to try to find that incredibly precise move or a plan that exploits, I don't know, weak square or God knows what. And that's kind of boring. It brings little value for entertainment. It's good for your chess, but it's bad for your amusement. You are correct, Jonathan. I agree with you fully. I apologize. I need to take something to eat to keep my sugar level high. How do I make a plan for black here? Give me a sec. Tal played very, very attractive chess because Tal really worked a lot on tactics. He was really tactically fit. Unlike other players who tried to make chess a science, algorithm, a sequence of moves that you just reproduce. They tried to copy Botvinnik. Tal and Fischer tried to play the game, like literally to play every part of the game well. And since Tal was playing in Yugoslavia a lot, chess as science, Botvinnik. People in my city and around Yugoslavia actually had a rare chance, some of them to play him. And everybody who knew him said that he was a gorgeous human being, simply wonderful human being, such a funny person. He never had that superstar vibe. He always wanted to play. He even played people who were patzers for him, and he would give them maybe a rook odds or something, but he would play just to play. He loved chess, and he loved people. He never had any enemies. He was not a person that would get into arguments, and who wouldn't love such a person? So I guess that's why he was so famous in chess groups. He played very strong, attractive chess, and as a person, everybody who knew him or even met him briefly said that he was a good guy. Of course, he became a world championship candidate in Serbia, in Yugoslavia. He played candidate tournament in Bled, Portorož, Zagreb, and Belgrade. So he was a good guy, really a good guy. Some people that I met in the park, I mean, who actually were there helping during organization. They were physical workers who would bring tables here and there, stuff like that. They played a couple of games with him because after the tournament, after the games, when they would come to do their job, he would stay with them. They would ask him, "Hey, Misha, what about that game? What about this position?" so on, and he would actually explain everything to them. He would play them after they would finish work and so on, and really a wonderful person he was. Unlike some other grandmasters who had that superstar syndrome. I apologize for eating on the stream, but I really need to enter some sugar in my system. It seems that nobody wants to hang with us, Jonathan. So few people. Maybe it's not true. Maybe it's just that there are so many streamers on Twitch currently, stealing all the light. I guess I chose to stream at the wrong moment. But okay. Yeah, Hikaru is on. There is Banter Blitz, Aliriza. There are so many of them. Maybe that's the case. Okay, whatever. Okay, if I put the bishop on e7, he'll play g3 and bishop f4. This dark square bishop is really annoying. Dear Lord. And then if I play knight d5, he has knight e4 and his knight is no longer stuck. And what will I do? Okay, bishop e7. He needs to play something. Thank you for the support, Jonathan. It's okay. I just wish if there were more people uh, interacting with us, so we can make this time more worthwhile. It would be really nice to have people joining and trying to help. Maybe we can analyze each other's games, improve together. But okay, it is what it is. We'll strive to improve the quality of the stream. I would put some music on, but I'm afraid of the copyright problems, so I don't want to risk it. That's the biggest fear I have, that they will close the channel due to some stupid copyright shenanigans. My actual rating is 2000 FIDE. Give me a second. Yeah, this is my rating, my FIDE rating. In chess.com currently. I don't even remember. 2184. 2184. It was 2200 recently, but I lost couple of stupid games. But it's okay. It's life. So I have definitely improved. Reds by 1. Yeah, of course. Welcome to the stream, sir. Let's take a look at the game. Who are you, white or black? I assume that you were black. Okay. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the game. If d4, okay. Modest approach by white. Already he squandered all advantage. Yeah, Jonathan. d5. Okay, black played well. So white. c5. c5 I don't like. I like b6 played by black a lot before. No, I don't like this. Actually, it can also work, but I would prefer a5 immediately, because now he loses a pawn. He cannot withstand the pressure, because on a5, a3 doesn't work because I simply take, and he cannot take because his rook drops. And what will he play on a5? If he takes, we have an intermediate move that grabs the pawn, and now if he takes, we take this pawn, and this pawn will soon fall, because we'll have knight c6, maybe even bishop b4 next. Even we can play c5, move the bishop back, and play c5. This pawn is doomed. So I really like a5 immediately, but I think that that knight c6 can work too. Let me see. The reason why you don't want to play knight c6 in these positions is b5 push, because after this move you need to move the knight somewhere. If you move it here, he plays c6 and your knight is trapped. and so therefore so is the rook. And this bishop also is currently trapped. But let's see if we can fight our way out. I mean, what will he play? A4. He must defend the pawn. We take. He cannot take back because we'll take the rook for free. So he needs to play this. After which, well, why was a4 needed? Because I played a6, threatening to take this pawn. Let's say he played some stupid move. I would take this pawn and then this pawn would fall as well. So he needs to support his pawns. Because if he plays some, he can play this move. Okay, he can play without a4. That's true. But then I play bishop a6 and I exchange the bishop. And what will he play now? Maybe queen e2, but it's not. I would play knight c3. No, I can't. Yeah, queen a4 works for him, indeed. Yeah, it does work. And I really cannot untangle, can I? If I play this move, he'll take with a check. He has this bishop hitting strong. Yeah. Okay. So he didn't have to play a4. Well spotted, Reds by 1. Yeah. That's why I dislike knight c6, because he has b5, and no matter where you put your knight, he has c6, and then the pressure is not there anymore. Maybe the engine will find something. We'll check this with the engine. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. So that's why I would like to play a5 immediately, because now he cannot defend this pawn chain. No way, not anymore. Because on b5 I simply take the pawn, and that's it. I'm a pawn up, and I will play c6 at some point, exchange, and if he plays a4 and takes back, I have a passed pawn that will become a queen at some point. I mean, and the pawn on b5 will be a weakness. So, and I have extra pawn in the center of the board, so we can use those pawns to push back his pieces. I'm simply better, very, very better. I would play for a win. DVA Mechanics, thank you for the follow. So we simply play for the win after a5. How do they change the color of the arrows? I'll tell you. If you hold Alt key and you do a right click, this is blue. If you simply click, this is red. Right click. Right click is red. Right click Alt is blue. Shift right click is green, and that's pretty much it. And let's make a quick arrow plus square reminder, so you can copy paste it for your reminder. Sorry for my English, my mind got stuck. Okay, right click is red square. Give me a second. If we press OK, Alt plus right click is blue square. I'm typing it right now. Give me a second. Ctrl plus click is orange square, orange square, and there is a green square. What did I do? Shift, yes. Shift plus right click is green square. Give me a second. It is important to point out. So this is a square reminder. We'll do it separately. Square reminder, right click, alt click, okay. This is good. Now we make arrow reminder. Simply right click, then drag is orange arrow. If you do it like this, give me a second, right, I mistyped, right click, say, if I hold shift, plus right click, then drag is green arrow. If I do Ctrl, red arrow, and there is the last combination where you use alt plus right click, which is blue arrow. I think I've gone through everything. This. Okay. So reds by one, you can copy this in Notepad or anywhere as a reminder. That's how I draw squares and arrows of different color. Bishop g7. That must be at the end of the game. We'll get to that point. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Let's see. So a5. I would definitely play, and he cannot hold these pawns, and he just, you're better. You'll have a clear pawn, extra pawn. Okay, but you played knight c6. Before knight c6, and he played a3. Okay. Okay, let me see. There must be something for me to exploit. But it's hard because this knight is poorly placed. He can always play b5 and simply gain enough tempo to harass you, to stabilize his pawn structure. If I play a6, I waste time. So if I take here, he might take with the deep pawn. What is the evaluation of that pawn structure? I will have e5 for my knight, but I will be cramped on the queen side. What happens if I immediately play? I'm contemplating to take on c5, but we need to take b takes c5 and d takes c5 into consideration. We need to see what will happen in both cases. So if I take, he takes, I would like to play e5 immediately to liberate this bishop. So I have nice central pawns, but my knight is slightly shaky. And the question here is, what will he play? He can play bishop b2. He definitely needs to develop this bishop from the passive square, and this is the best diagonal for his bishop. Okay, so my e-pawn is under pressure. He'll plan to play b5, dislodging this knight and claiming the e5 pawn. So how do I defend this? I can play a6, but he still he has b5, and when I take, he can take with the bishop and still put pressure on my pieces. If I push the pawn, he can still dislodge the knight. God damn it, this is so horrible. Okay, I guess I would have to concede and give him this square. Maybe it's not so bad because he cannot play knight f3. So this knight will block his pieces, but he might play something like this. Man. If I play bishop d7, he takes... I can take with the queen and threaten the rook along this diagonal. Okay. Bishop d7. Now let's see... well, what's the point then in playing bishop b5? If I put pressure like this... Jesus. It's very, very tricky. It's very tricky to play. This position, what to do now? Well, what about knight e7? But then I block my pieces. No, I would play knight b8. But again, knight e2. I don't like this at all. No, I'm so weak on this diagonal. And this knight, he's such an easy target for b5, and I don't have space as black. I don't have where to put my pieces. I need to find a way to develop this bishop. That's why I didn't like knight c6. It's too early for this knight to get out. If I play this move, he plays b5, knight a5 takes on... wait a second, maybe e5 works. So he needs to play b5, knight a5 is nice, and if he plays like this, how will he defend that pawn? Can I defend, attack? Knight g4 is an option. Knight f3. I guess I would have to sacrifice the pawn like this. And when he takes, how do I take? I can take like this, for example. And on knight f3 we have bishop c5, bishop b2, castles. Okay, maybe I would play definitely something along these lines because I need to open up my pieces. I need to have space for them. Bishop d7, does it work? Okay, maybe it's too risky. Okay, let's try bishop e7. Let's see this line. So he cannot play something like this. No, this is harmless. Okay, bishop e7, definitely castle to evacuate the king from this weak diagonal, and then slowly prepare e5. I would probably try to play something like that. I would have to do it. Okay, so he played a3, you played a5. Okay, here as white I would play b5, and he played it because this knight is horribly posted. I have time to attack the knight with this pawn, thus gaining time for this weak pawn to move forward to the square that is not attacked. So, oh, not good. c6, yeah, c6, and now this knight is, well, he's not dead. Actually, this bishop is problematic because he has no squares to go to. And because of that, your knight is indirectly dead, and your rook. So you're playing with 3 pieces down. This was not a bad move. This was a good move because your knight can go to f5 after c6 and then go to d6. Very nice square for the knight, where it can hop here or here. So for the next time, remember, knight here, knight to e7. So knight retreats towards the center of the board, where it has future. Knight e7. What is this? Okay, this needs to die. Okay, knight e7, and then you play knight f5 and knight d6. Knight going to d6 is one of the typical maneuvers in Queen's Gambit. It's called Petrosian knight. If you want to investigate yourself a little bit more on this topic, just remember the maneuver. This, and this, and you'll be fine. You can also, from e7, go to g6 to support e5 push. So your knight, you can see, has a lot of good prospects if he moves to e7. On a7, he has no prospects. He attacks this pawn, but this pawn is defended by the bishop. So right now you are hitting into a defended point, so white doesn't have to react, doesn't have to defend it. You have no threat. Your knight actually doesn't threaten anything, so he probably played c6. Yeah, c6. And now, okay, bishop d6, nice move. You need to make quick e5 to liberate this bishop. If you make a quick e5, you're fine. Your position is good, and you can actually exploit these pawns in the endgame. That's something that I have recently learned. A small tip. Side that has space advantage doesn't do well in the endgame. That's why you want to exchange pieces if you are cramped, because a side that has space advantage extended its position, and if you reach the endgame as a cramped side, then the side with the space advantage becomes overextended because it will have no pieces not enough pieces to hold all the overextended points. Right now the board is full of pieces, so white can hold these, he can defend these points, but as soon as you start exchanging pieces, there will be less and less pieces to defend them, and in the end game, white will not be able to defend them. You will grab one of them, and then his position will break like a house of cards. So bishop d6, nice move, trying to push e5. Bishop d3, okay, this was imprecise. I would play knight f3, keeping control over the e5 square. It's important that white keeps control over the e5 because it cramps black. So he would need to play bishop to b2. He would need to, well, that's pretty much it. The only thing he can do. He might hop in with the knight later here, because he is practically 3 pieces up. because his pieces play, have prospects of playing, while your pieces, black pieces, are dead. So let's see what else happened. Bishop d6, pardon. Sorry. Too many comments from my side. Okay, e5. Bravo. Bravo. Reds by 1. Well done. The best move. Now you're fine. You will survive because your bishop is now active, and this one too. You have great bishops. You will probably play bishop e6 in the game. Then knight can go to c8, e7, and you're fine. These pawns no longer play the role. They are taking away some squares from black, but those squares are unimportant. Now all game shifts to the center of the board and the king side, and your pieces will be just well posted to act on that side of the board. Bishop e2. He played bishop e2. A bad move. A bad move. He wastes time not developing pieces, not taking control of the center. He doesn't try to stop you developing. So let's see what you have played. Knight e4. You played twice with the same piece, but he cannot punish you yet. So okay, you might try to play queen h4, attacking, even take, maybe with some sacrifices if he castles eventually someday. He doesn't have knight d2 because of knight c3, so you will take the very powerful white bishop. He doesn't have knight c3 because again you will simply take it with the knight. So okay, although you break the opening principle, he cannot punish you, so it's okay. Knight f3, good move. I would take on d4 now. You castled and thus blundering a pawn. He didn't take it. He could have taken the pawn for free. And on bishop c5, simply castle, and he has an extra pawn. Okay, let's see. Pardon, bishop b2. Fine, great, you took. Now you have space. Bishop f5, another nice move. Castles, now bishop g4. You didn't have to hurry with that move. I would really like to see knight c8, knight e7, and then maybe knight g6, and then you can actually start attacking with your pieces. Knight h4 would exchange important defender of the white king side, and then, well, you do have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces attacking, so you would have serious mating attack prospects. So I would go with knight c8, knight e7, knight g6, knight h4. I have to make it work somehow. You played bishop g4. Okay. h3, take. He took with the pawn. Now he weakens his king. He should have taken with the bishop. He couldn't take with the bishop, because now if bishop takes, he gets deflected on bishop f3, and you have knight b5, hitting this bishop with tempo. And his pawn structure on the queen side shatters. Great, good move. Good move, good timing moment. Okay, so now maybe queen g5. I mean, why not? Well done. Queen g5, attacking. Does queen h4 work? Question is now, if I go here and he takes, I have queen h3. Yes, it does. Bravo, well played. Queen h4 does work. Knight g5. I have knight g5 hitting this weakness again. Or do I have knight f2? And if he takes, I have queen g3, king f1. He has king f1. Can we make knight f2 work? No. No, we cannot. He has too many pieces around his king. Okay, I would really like to see knight g5 in this game. Let's see. Bravo. I mean, I'm so impressed by your play. It's this last part of the game is played well beyond your 1680 ELO. Really well played. Rook h8. What can you play here? How to make the attack start rolling? Okay, he has no attack at the moment. Knight e7. Okay, knight here, and knight f5. Can I somehow make it work? f4. He plays e4. Okay, what happens if I play f5? Knight c3, he threatens the d5. I play this. He takes, and I take. He must take with the bishop to protect the g3 square. Let me show on the board what I'm talking about. f5, this. And on this move, he is not going to take with the pawn, because if the pawn takes, we have this move, and we have this. So if he takes, we have this move. And things are not so pretty for white. So he will take with the bishop. And now I'm looking for what to play. If I take here and he takes with the bishop, I might take on f3. But I don't get much. Okay. How would I make progress? Here, his knight has no threats. Okay, I would probably play something like this and continue the attack. I think black has full compensation for the pawn and might be even winning. I just haven't found the line yet. Okay. Gf3, okay, and you played f5. Wow, you actually played f5. f4, knight d5. This was the game. Okay, here you didn't take. Okay, I'm really impressed. You played much stronger than your ELO. Really well played. Okay, rook e8. So maybe even stronger than my suggestion. There is no need to hurry. But he can take on f4. No, he passed. Yeah, that's why you needed to take on e3. Okay, so he passed. Now this bishop is blocked by its own pawn, so he doesn't participate in the attack. But let us pause for a moment and take a deep breath. Does rook e4 work? Because I want to deflect this pawn and play f3. So if I play this, I do have f3, and it's a fork. We hit both of the pieces and we'll get a piece back. So if he plays here, then this pawn will fall. And let's see, 2, 4-5, 2, 4-5. Okay, I definitely have compensation for the rook because these pawns will fall. I mean, and his king is weak. He has no safe haven, and technically all of my pieces are playing. So he cannot take with the king, he needs to take with the queen in order to maintain this important pawn. But his pieces are so stretched. Does knight b5 work for us? If he takes with the queen, I do have queen e4 then, hitting both bishop and rook. He cannot defend. Oh my god, he has knight e7 discovered. I'll show you what I mean. This is what I had in mind. And now I hit both the bishop and the rook, and he cannot defend both. I will win back the piece. But now he has this move, trying for something like this. So if I take, yeah, I'm standing fine actually. This, and he needs to move the king, and it doesn't matter where he puts the king. I'll simply play king h8, destroying all his counterplay on this diagonal, and he has nothing. Okay, so he cannot play queen c4. So he might play rook g8, but then I take and I attack this rook, so he cannot take the knight. But if he protects, yeah, I take back. Okay, knight b5 is actually a good move. Wow. So knight b5. Okay, I would play knight b5 then next, and this bishop is Major Kasper. Thank you for joining the stream. Yes, we can play the game. Let me just finish the analysis real quick. Knight b5, definitely after this move, black's pieces start playing. To me, this is nearly decisive advantage. Pardon? And thank you for the follow as well. So let's see. Knight d5, pardon. You played rook e4. Wow. You saw rook e4, man. You are not 1600. Yeah, aiming for FIDE master title, but not currently, because my form, my shape is horrible. It's abysmal. I need to definitely brush up on tactical puzzles. Okay. Good luck, Major Kasper. Good luck. If I can help somehow by any means, I'm there. We are in the same boat, so no problem. Queen d3. Okay. Queen d3. So, sir, you played queen d3, and let me ask you one question. Just one question. How do you defend the dark squares? These dark squares are so creaking. They're so weak. What happens if I simply take on d4? What do you play? You take, and I play bishop c5. There is no move. I would really play rook d4 here. And when he takes, bishop c5. And where will he put the queen? Jesus Christ, this is checkmate if he loses the queen. He loses the queen here because, for example, if he puts the queen here, you take, this is checkmate, isn't it? Yes. So, let's see, rook d4, queen d4, bishop c5. Does he have anything? What will he do? How does he defend? Knight f6. But I can take with the rook. Knight f6. Why? He still, I can simply greetings for Norway. Pardon, no, I'm not gonna play it like this. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Major Casper, same here. Okay, knight f6. This is slightly imprecise. The move I played automatically because he has queen c4 check and he can get tempo to defend the f file. So on this move, paradoxical move, he has no threats. He cannot checkmate, and the moment he moves the queen, he gets checkmated on f2. Wonderful shot. It works. It must work. So in the game, you played rook e6. You didn't see this. Okay, but I would have played rook d4, and you win. You win the game. Okay, rook e6, a4. Okay, he's afraid of knight b5 tactical ideas. But what can I do now? Okay, this bishop is the linchpin of the entire white position. He's holding everything. His bishops do. But this bishop is the most important one. How do we exchange it? How do we deflect it? Do we have anything? But the point is that I would like to keep this bishop reds by one. I would actually like to give this rook for this bishop. But okay, let's see what else we can do. What else do I have at my disposal? It's black's move. It's black's turn to move. Major Casper. Aha. Well, wait a second. What about rook g6 ideas? If I play rook g6, what will he play? Aha, give me a second. What about knight takes h3? Then rook takes, and we have rook g6, then he can take with the queen. Yeah, shoot. Okay, knight, rook, check, he takes with the queen, and my queen hangs. So I would play rook g6, threatening something like this, for example. And his king will be under check, and then when his king moves, we might take on f2. It's definitely worth playing too, because it keeps the attack going. Not so easy for white. Okay, black still is better, but white is still holding on because of this poorly placed knight. Okay, let's see what you played. a4, rook f e8. Okay, we are hitting the e2. Rook d1. Wow, rook d1. Rook e1, pardon, rook e1. Okay, what can I do here? This queen is so good at defending. What happens on this move? Everything defends, everything holds. I guess Well, what are his threats? This bishop is pinned. This bishop is very strong. All right, this knight doesn't do much yet. Rook is passive and this rook is pinned. Queen is so. I mean, she defends. So he has 3 pieces that actually attack. And so I would probably play knight c8, knight e7 to and knight f5 to or knight g6. No, knight f5 to try to bring the pieces into the last piece into the game. I need to do something. So I think I would have time. Bishop e5. Okay. Bishop e5. Okay, I have to take. There is no other move for white. And the question is, what does white play? Because this is a good question. Can he counterattack? Can white counterattack somehow? Is there anything I can do as white to make the game going? Because black has no threats at the moment. But actually, well done, Major Kasper. Yeah, white must yeah, bravo. He needs to defend with knight c3. But now we have knight c6 and knight d6. This will be dangerous. Well done, Major Kasper. That was a good find. Because, but let us see if we have anything better. Like, what about rook e3? If he takes with the pawn, I give check with the queen. And where does he go? He needs to go to f1. And we take, okay, rook e3. Because if he takes, I have check. This is the only square where he can go, and here I practically give checkmate. So he needs to play something along these lines. But, okay, how do I increase the pressure? What can I do to make it work? What do I play? Knight f3, take, check. Let's investigate. The threat is knight d2 checkmate, or losing the queen. So he would if he takes on e3, then what? Okay, if he takes, let's go one line at a time. Okay, so he needs to move. If I push the pawn right now, we blunder the queen. So let's try something like this. And now push the pawn. Yeah, I understand. Okay, so he has nowhere to go. He needs to defend. He needs to play this move. Rook f8 doesn't help because he has knight f2 defending, so I'll have to take the queen. I have no other choice. If he takes with the rook, we check and we win the... No, we don't win the rook. He has knight f2 defending everything. But the queen should be stronger than the rooks here because she can collect these weak pawns. Okay, black is definitely better here. I like the pardon, knight f3. I like the knight f3 idea. So what happens if he takes with the knight? Can he take with the knight? Yes, my Casper, you're definitely right. So the question is, if he takes like this, we take the queen. We have rook e3, queen e3. Oh wow, he cannot because we have this move. And how do we continue here? It's the only square he can play. We just win. So knight f3, what will I play for God's sake? I need some move. I need to play something. But I can't. Queen c4. But then what? Checkmate still looms. There is nothing I can do. What about this? I don't have enough material. Yeah, but on rook f8 he has king e2 and I don't see how will you continue the attack. Rook queen f3, king d3, e2 check. Where do you go now? If I play something along these lines, rook f3, but then rook f8. Okay, let's take a look. But then what if he plays something like this? Then how do we attack? We have queen g2. Pardon, rook f2. Why? Rook f3. Sorry. And if I take, we don't have enough material to attack. We need to take with the queen, and here we don't have enough. We don't have enough because after this check he just runs. Okay. Pardon. He has so much. E2, we threaten to checkmate here, but he then defends. He does have Queen F1, sadly. And on this move, oh wait, he drops the rook, pardon. So he cannot, uh, okay, a silent move, I like it. But after this move, he cannot take here because this is checkmate. Is it possible that a silent move wins? He needs to play something like this. And now, but we do have this move, and the rook hangs. And the rook hangs. I mean, but what else to do? We are threatening Queen G3 checkmate. What about this move? This move, yeah, this move defends everything now. Okay, I guess our only chance is perpetual. Okay, maybe it's a perpetual, maybe we win. We'll check this with the computer. I really cannot find anything else for the for black. Casper, if you have anything, we'll get back to this again. Let's see, where were we? Rook A1, pardon. So he played Knight C8. Knight C8, Rook H2, but why Queen H5? You're not threatening anything yet. Knight C3, good move. Going for defense, okay. Knight F3. And when he takes, he attacks here. But you have check. Nice. But okay, all right. What to do next? You're still winning. Rook H1. And what is your plan? You won. Okay. Let's take a look with the computer, this game. I would really like to see. Yeah, Knight C6 is a mistake. A3, A5. Okay, we pointed this out. Casper, we'll take a look at that position again and then we'll play. Let's just do justice to our friend and review the game in fullest. Knight E4, Knight F3, okay, castles. Why is castles a mistake? You blundered a pawn, yeah, we talked about it. Takes on E4, bishop D4. f5. He wanted knight e6. Alright. Knight c3. f4, nice. Wow, really well played by our friend. Rook e4, why is it inaccuracy? Rook e4 is a good move. Queen d3. Bishop c4, rook d4, queen d4. He still wins. Queen d3. Aha, rook e4. White wins because he has this. But I want to take, okay. And I don't have bishop c5 because he will have discovered check with knight b6, yeah, and then the bishop drops. Okay, I didn't see that shot. Queen d3. Yeah, rook d4. And then bishop c5. Yeah, he couldn't have saved himself. Okay, this was a missed win. a4 is a mistake. Rook g6 was best, so yeah, you would have attack. Rook, this is a mistake. Now let's see, did he have anything? Rook g6, you continue with the attack. Okay. 2, queen h5, missed win. Yeah, knight e7, you exchange or go to f5. Okay, knight c3, rook g6, queen c4, a blunder. King h8. Ah, he wanted a discovered attack. And now you're the one who attacks. And let's say on king f1, for example. What then? Queen g5. How do I defend? Wow. He cannot defend. What will he play? Even if he moves the bishop, I don't care. I actually checkmate next. Okay. So you played king h8, but you still win. You must win. Okay, a blunder. Knight h3 is stronger. Okay, but you still win. Bishop f3. Well played. We had a checkmate with queen h1. What a beautiful checkmate that would be. Damn, I didn't see this coming. Queen h1. Jesus Christ. Checkmate. Okay, you missed a checkmate. Pardon? Okay. And okay, he had bishop g7. That's what you were referring to when you told me that you missed bishop g7. King g7, queen f4, bishop f4, and then he grabs the rook. And let's do some counting. Okay, he has extra pawn, white has extra pawn, but we do have opposite colored bishops. So maybe you can save the game even after that blunder. But give me a second, please. If I download this as PGN, I just want to see the position that we were analyzing. can I use, give me a second, analysis? No, I cannot. Okay, we'll just improvise. I'll just have to improvise, and let's see. Bishop e5. Okay, give me a second, I'll set up the board and bring this back. Okay. Okay, we'll just take a look at the suggestion that our friend Casper made. I'm really interested to see how would that go. Okay, so in this position it is black to play. I haven't missed anything, no. Flip board, okay, and let's go. Let's take an analysis. Okay, so we said bishop e5. What happens with bishop e5? Bishop e5, rook e5, he has knight c7, winning. All right, but we analyzed knight c3. All right, we missed the knight c7. Okay, knight c3. And we talked about rook e3. Fe3, knight d1. And we talked about this move. And Casper, we missed queen d5, hitting both the king and the bishop and the knight, so we lose. So there is no point in. But let's say that he played this move that we wanted to play. This king g1, rook. Pardon, queen f3. Wait a second, but this is a draw. If I have to play like this, yeah, he has nothing better than a draw. Okay, Casper, if you're still with us and you're up for the game, I'm all yours. We can play the game. Reds by 1. Thank you for the game. Wonderful, entertaining game. Very, very well played. Played way higher than 1680 elo. If you ask me, a very high quality game. I wish you gave that checkmate on pardon, h1. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, it would be really good for the memes. Good game. And my advice, next time when somebody plays b6 against you, just hit immediately with a5. Remember, in these positions, white actually counts on you playing knight c6, so he can play b5 with tempo, and God forbid if you drop to b8, he has this idea where he kills all of your pieces. So just remember that you play a5, and he cannot hold his pieces, because his pawns, because if he takes here, you take here, and this pawn will fall. And if he defends with a piece, you simply take and you make this double attack with the knight. You can even, give me a second, can we even play this move? No, I think that this is way more precise. And it doesn't matter, even if he checks, he still achieves nothing. He will simply improve your development, and he needs to take on a6. But then you have the bishop pair, and this pawn will be a weakness, because once you take here, it doesn't matter how he recaptures, this pawn on c5 always falls. So you'll be fine anyway. That's it from me. If you have any questions, shoot. If not, let's give Mr. Major Kasper a chance to play against me. I'll take it as a no. Mr. Kasper, let me find you. Just tell me your chess.com handle. Or do you have Lichess? I don't have Lichess, but I can make one quickly. It seems that he is not with us anymore. Kasper, are you with us? Not quite. I cannot send him a message. Did he leave? Well, I guess he did leave. Chat, can you hear me? Do we have contact? Can you hear my voice? Do I lag? Thank you, Jonathan. I guess our friend left. So until he comes back again, I'll just analyze the opening I like. Hopefully he'll come back so he can play against me, so he doesn't leave the stream without his request being fulfilled. But maybe we'll catch him tomorrow. Maybe he had some obligations that suddenly cropped out to fulfill. Anyways, greetings for you, sir. Greetings for Norway. Okay. Until you suggest me something to do, I will have to fill the time that we spend. Okay, and again, you might help me with my favorite opening, so we can make it playable. Because there is a line that really makes problems to me, and I'll show you. It's this line, and here black needs to find a plan, a long-term plan, and I don't know how to do it. So until somebody shows up that wants to play on or wants me to analyze his game or something else, we'll just look at this line and try to improve it. So can I simply play bishop b4 and king f8? Sadly, computer, yeah, this b5 idea is something that I really like, but it didn't work out well afterwards. I analyzed it a lot, but after this move, it becomes, yeah, knight b6 to prevent d5 push, but now g4 deserves attention. And I see no way to simply stabilize as black. I mean, what to play? You get a crazy line, really, really crazy line. Let me show you what I mean. And then we have king b1, and this move actually is really, really strong. Because now I don't have queen f4 after I take on c3. So after we take on c3 and white bishop takes on c3, we don't have queen f4, and that move is important in those lines. And although engine says it is double-edged, this chess.com engine is not the strongest. It's even not the latest Stockfish, so I cannot rely on his evaluation. But I really do like this line. I really do like this line because it is provocative, it is sharp, and it is easy to remember. But I just cannot make it work, because on a3 we have b4, because we need to continue with the action. And after the bishop d2, b takes a3, b takes a3, rook b8, I think, was one of the lines that was recommended. No, c5. I was analyzing rook b8. Okay, c5, let's try c5. d5, queen c5. What happens with rook h3? But what about h5? I like h5. Now white hits back because I'm too late. Alright, if I take, and he takes, this is now really scary for both sides. Okay, we bring this knight into the attack. I would love to see this move, but he has g5 next. trying to hop here. But he has rook h3, covering the whole third rank. It becomes, now this is the problem. I cannot reliably analyze this position, but I love the concept. I mean, it's so provocative. King is in the center of the board. Both wings are unsafe for the black king, but somehow there is potential for black to hold. Also, white has bishop pair. And good development. But if this could actually work, this would be a fantastic line to play as black. a4, rook b8. I would really like to see rook b8 played. Yeah, I have to. I'm going for the attack. I have no choice. Rook b8, g5, and that was the problem. So what to play now? If I play knight d7, I might be busted. No matter what I play, he has g6, and he's shattering my strong pawn chain. So what to play? Rook b6 to protect this pawn from the queen. But now he takes on f7, king f7, and I have weak king myself. What a crazy position. Is it really possible that white is that better? I don't know. I mean, rook f3. I would return the knight. I mean, I need some defense. Why is white so better? Why is his position so better to play? His king is also weak. He cannot attack with his rooks that easily. Now you change your mind, Mr. Stockfish. And this is exactly what our friend Jonathan stated earlier in the chat. And I understand his point of view very well, and I agree with it. That's the problem. I cannot rely on the engine in these lines, because look how engine changes the evaluation. It's plus 0.25, then it's plus 0.55, then it's plus 0.95, and this position is razor sharp. I really need to know, to understand the position and to know what to do. I need a plan. So just analyzing with the engine is not good enough. Now I need to know why he is better, or why is better. What will he do? What will white play? Where does his idea lie? And same goes for black. Okay, let's follow the line from the engine. Rook g1, so he attacks down the g file. He might have something like this. But I do have this rook to defend. And his king is weak too. And I hate this. Look, 0.16. And it was 0.9 couple of moves ago. And this is now Stockfish 12, and if I put it on my engine, it is Stockfish 13 with the neural network. And I even hired a chess server, and there also white is winning, then it's better, then it's unclear, and it's really annoying and frustrating because if this works, it revives the Scandinavian as the opening, because this line, this line was the biggest problem for white. It gave white stable plus, stable pull, stable push. And if this line is actually giving chances for both sides, then Scandinavian is practically revived. Because the other line that Hikaru mentioned in his Hikaru Nakamura, that he mentioned in his stream, that breaks the Scandinavian, doesn't work. It was played by Stockfish and Lila in recent TCEC championship, and with that in mind, then we could have a playable opening with black. And I would really love to have that, because Scandinavian is so great for the busy man. So little lines to go through, so simple lines. There are no typical pawn structures, no middle game ideas, no nothing. It's just a plain old street fight. I calculate better than you, and that's it. Tactical skill is appreciated the most, and I need this at this moment. So let's take a look. What will happen with the next analysis? Rook f8, rook c8. Okay, why rook f8? Why would you play rook f8? What is the threat? Nothing. This guy is dead because it is pinned. You don't have anything with the queen either, nor with the bishop. So my pieces should be free, but he might play king a2 or king a1, breaking the pin, and then this bishop d5 might be dangerous. So what am I missing here? Why rook f8? If I play rook f8, what do I get with it? Rook f8, queen d3, king g8. Okay, we have some artificial castling. So how safe is my king? We have a knight, we have a rook, and some pawn cover to defend it. How would you actually attack with white? There is this move, there is queen g6, but all these can be defended with rook f7. Bishop c1 I like. So now he'll play bishop b2, breaking the pin, and his bishops will simply be monsters on these diagonals. But my knight also has a good strong point in the center, and they do protect each other. They do block his bishops. So it's not so easy. I guess the heavy pieces decide. But then again, my heavy pieces are not so bad either. I do have a lot of pawn weaknesses compared to white. But how will he attack them? Rook f7, nice Nice move. Now everything is covered. And I can play rook on b7 with dual role of defending and attacking. Okay, bishop b2. Okay, so you have improved your position. You have plus 0.57. Look, his advantage now grows. And okay. How do you win? I have an extra pawn. So let's see this. It's all about combinatorics. If he takes, I can take with the rook. Can I not? Or with the knight. And he might take. So again, this, this, I take with the rook, so he cannot. I defend twice, and he attacks twice, pardon. So he cannot claim the knight. So you don't have that. What about this? You take. I cannot take with the knight because he takes on f7 and g7 falls because this bishop will support the rook. But on this move, can I not take with the pawn? And then everything is protected in my position and I'm just fine. You lose your bishop, your king is now more weak than he was before. And I get counterplay along the b file with queen b4 at some point. And with this pawn here, my rook actually overprotects the f6, so you have nothing regarding the attack. Now this is interesting. Where does White's idea of breaking through lies? Again, to all of you who watch the stream, if you have anything else to suggest for us to do, I'm open. I'm just analyzing my favorite opening because I don't want to simply sit here and do nothing while I wait for you to give a suggestion. So if you want me to analyze your game, to play a game against me, if you want anything, go ahead, ask. It's okay, no problem at all. We can do anything you want. We can talk about chess. Maybe we can talk about certain position briefly, or we can schedule a stream for that. Right now I'm just having fun. You found it already, Jonathan. Tile Koblenz, maybe it was a training game. Let's see. Okay. e6, f4, h6, b5, e5. There is a known sacrifice with, this is a known theoretical sacrifice. d5, and you take bishop h5. Okay, but I hope that the pupil will defeat the master, Jonathan. So let's see, bishop g3, and if he takes on g6, then there is f5 discover check. We'll show this on the board. Let me just go through the game. Okay, rook e1, the same threat stands. Can I play knight d5? Then I have e8. Take. No, I don't have much. Okay, what can I play next? Rook e6. You take f5. Yes, he did. Okay, queen b2 with the attack. Okay, b3, queen d7. No, it's okay, it's okay. I just said that I hope that a pupil will defeat master, defeat the teacher. Okay, bishop e5, take, king g6, he misplayed it a little. 2-4, 5. He is a pawn up. Okay, he wins. But I think that Koblenz misplayed in the end. Let's take a look. PGN. And okay. e5 inaccuracy. Okay, but this was known. Okay. Yeah, knight f6. Pardon. Something is not right here. Yeah, queen c5. Now I remember. Queen c5 is a thematic move. Okay, queen c5. Before he can play it now. So he made a couple of mistakes. f5, queen e7. He has compensation, that's for sure. bc3, f5s. Okay, this was a mistake. cb2. Yeah, and your king is not so good. It's weak. But now his king is safe. And he wins. Yeah. Okay. So here I think queen c5 is played. Okay, and he has b4 with a more precise play. Back in those days, I think they played queen c5. There was a similar position with Fischer versus Keres. And I think that the same move, queen c5, was played. Very similar idea, where Keres sacrificed the queen. Now let's see. There is no such a thing. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, there is not much to look. This was a theoretical game. 96. No, this was all played theoretically back then. This was an old line. This knight f6, that's what was pardon. what s- is striking me as odd, because this move was never played in those games. I analyzed the games from this period for the candidates tournament in Yugoslavia, for example, when they were played, and nobody ever played knight f6. They played, I think, queen c5 at this point. Queen c5 was considered. Because what does the knight on f6 do? He stops the e pawn. But, okay, you stop the e pawn, but your job is not to stop the e pawn. Your job is to make counterplay, because white does have some attack, some pressure. He will play f5 at some point in bishop e5, and then your king will be in danger. This e7 pawn doesn't matter much in the long run, but if white somehow opens files, then black will be in serious trouble. And he blundered. Slightly before. Yeah, now he had to defend. It's too late. White finished development. Black needs 2 tempos to finish development, and he also has a lot of weaknesses in his camp. Especially the king is weak. And after this moment, yeah, he had this. Okay. Especially this move, I don't know why you always take on b2. You always take on b2, making black, making white, forcing white to make a decision, to make a choice. You always take on b2 because the king will be weakened, and that's good compensation for your queen, because your queen can have some chance to give a perpetual check at some point. Now, after this move, b3, simply you're not fast enough. You're not fast enough to endanger white king, and his pieces will simply obliterate you. I mean, he will go for bishop e5. Yeah, your knight falls. But how to stop it? You cannot. Knight d7, we have e8. You take with the rook. He takes with the bishop. And again he'll take the knight and give check. Yeah, it's just busted. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so he tried this. There is a pin. Yeah, but you're a pawn down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're a pawn down, and the worst thing is that I can create a passed pawn on this wing and create a passed pawn on the king side, and you have only one king. He cannot fly. He can be either on the queen side or on the king side, but cannot be all over the place, and your majority is easily stopped by the king and the c2 pawn. Even if he does play something like this to deflect the c2 pawn and have his c pawn rolling, he will be stopped by the king. Okay. Not much to say about this game. Couple of mistakes in a difficult position by black. It happens to the best of us. Well, that's it. I have to go. It's Sunday here and it's 1 a.m. I have to get up tomorrow for work. So I'll continue working on the Marozzi bind, so our friend Davirfa can have finally his repertoire for Dragon prepared, at least the first version, the first draft, and then we'll iron it out. Once that happens, I will announce it on my schedule. There is no need to worry about it. It will happen. I just want to have a good line against Marozzi because I might play against Marozzi myself, and I need something that I could use. That's it. And maybe I won't do it tomorrow. I will probably do the same thing like now. Play against the viewers. We can talk. We can analyze games. Most likely that will be the case. And depending how the things on my work go, I will, and how well I analyze the Marozzi, I'll probably finish Marozzi at Tuesday or Wednesday. That's my plan. After that, we'll hang out or play on chess.com, so you can enjoy watching me getting trashed by people who actually know how to play chess. Jonathan, you're always welcome, and thank you for your support. Thank you everybody else for following me, for joining the stream, for participating. Before I go, I would ask you to check out a panel, Gensun Asumus, on my About page. There is a list of streamers that supported me when I started streaming, and I would like to give back to them by mentioning them here on my stream. Give them 2 minutes to check them out. Maybe you'll like them, maybe you won't. If you don't like what they have to offer, you can simply close the browser tab. If you do, consider following them or maybe even subscribing. And that's it. Thank you all. It's time for me to go. Have a nice time. See you tomorrow. Bye. Bye, Jonathan.